This was a pretty normal night for me. I was off work for the weekend and was planning on doing absolutely nothing productive for my 2 days off. I had some snacks and drinks set up on the table by my couch, and I was watching some silly movie to pass the time. It was storming outside, and it was actually a lot worse than it usually was around here. The lightning was really loud, like it was touching the ground less than a mile away. I usually find comfort in rainy weather, but this was a bit much, even for my taste. What definitely wasn't comforting was when I heard something hit my front door. It was only a single thud, which made me think the wind had blown something into it. I got up and checked outside, opening the door and getting peppered by the rain and wind. Nothing was out there, though, that could have bumped into my door. I was actually so confused that I even stepped further outside to look around for anything near my porch. Not getting any answers and only getting drenched by the rain, I went back inside. Whatever it was, it seemed like it was gone. My shirt was completely soaked through, so before doing anything else, I went right upstairs, threw on a clean shirt, and dried myself off with a towel. While I was up there, I heard it again. A loud thud slammed into the front door. It made me jump and mumble under my breath as I was genuinely shook by it. I waited for any more sounds as I regained my cool, then moved over to the stairs and looked over the railing at the front door. My eyes widened. The door was open, rain splashing inside and everything. I quickly ran over and shut it as best I could, but the handle was all messed up. I still had no idea what happened. Honestly, I thought there was a tornado or something. Of course, I quickly realized that this was far more horrifying than I thought. The puddle that formed inside the doorway had several muddy shoe prints smeared into it, leading across the floor. With the door loosely sitting in the frame, I left it and started to follow the path of mud and water through the hallway. I don't know why, but for some reason, I felt like I was trapped in there with whoever was inside. I know now that I should have just run away immediately, but in the moment, I think the fear and adrenaline had me acting out of character. When I turned around the corner that led to the family room, a pair of old, soaked boots were scattered on the floor, and the shoe print I was following ended. I looked up. The lights were off in this room, and it only had a small couch and a sofa chair. I knew they had to be hiding behind one of them. It was only then, as I stared into the pitch-black room, standing only a few feet away from an unknown person, that I realized I needed to get out of there ASAP. I quickly grabbed my phone from the couch in the living room and ran outside into the storm. I found a tree to stand under as I called 911. Took several minutes, but eventually they came. 4 officers went into my home, and a minute later, they came out dragging a man through the rain and into their car. He looked crazy. I don't know how else to describe him. His hair was long, and his eyes were sunken in. What's even more disturbing is that after they locked him up in the car, I went back inside with an officer. They said they found him hiding under the couch. So that whole time I was staring into the dark room, he was probably staring right back at me. Even worse, we found a sledgehammer behind the couch he was hiding under. He obviously used it to break in, but what else he was going to do with it is unknown. Hopefully he stays locked up for a long time. Otherwise, I'll probably be living paranoid for the rest of my life.